At the same time, EU foreign ministers have met in Brussels with the bloc's relationship with Russia and recent terror attacks in Paris high on the agenda. They pledged to come up with a better strategy to fight terrorism at home and abroad. The ministers also sought to overrun an EU court decision to remove the Palestinian Islamist group Hamas from its terrorist list. Sandra Gartman reports from Brussels.
The foreign ministers of the European Union are pushing for a new plan to combat the threat of terrorism by radicalized fighters returning from Syria and Iraq. Amid military tight security in Brussels, EU ministers met with the Arab League's Secretary-General Nabil al-Arabi to promote an alliance of greater cooperation with Arab nations.
Muslim countries of the world are the ones who have suffered the greatest burden of terrorism. They will continue to be in the front line, and we have to work closely with them to protect both those countries and the European Union countries.
The EU, the US and Arab nations are already part of an anti-ISIS coalition due to meet in London later this week to discuss security in Iraq and Syria. But European foreign ministers want to extend and enhance that alliance with Arab nations to combat terrorism in Europe and increase collaboration in areas like border controls and the stopping of arms trafficking. Another proposal is to enforce an EU-wide passenger names record to track European jihadists returning from Syria and Iraq. It was blocked by the European Parliament last year on privacy grounds, but has since seen renewed support. On relations with Russia, the EU is adamant that sanctions currently in place against officials and entities in Moscow alleged to have links to separatists in East Ukraine will not be lifted for now.
Our relations with Russia can only change if and when, I hope when, but at the moment it's if, commitments that were taken in Minsk are implemented. And let me say that the latest developments on the ground are definitely not encouraging, rather the contrary.
Also on Monday, the EU said it would appeal a court decision to remove the Palestinian Islamist group Hamas from the EU's terrorist list. It's yet another item on the agenda for a special summit of European leaders discussing global terrorism here in Brussels next month. Sandra Gottman, CCTV, Brussels.